So what I've been noticing is a lot of speakers and YouTubers and motivational experts that portray this image of themselves that they're perfect. And it's kind of like I automatically fall into the same role of trying to be perfect and trying to be almost like responsible and showing a certain state, a certain way of being, and projecting this idea or perception that I got it all together. And it's not true. It's not true for a lot of people. They don't have their stuff all together. Behind the scenes, things are going wrong. And what I want to do on this channel is share more of the things that are going wrong, more of what's going right as well. I want to share with you my goals. I'm actually in the middle of working out my goals for 2020. I'm spending a lot of time and energy with it. I'm like taking my time. I'm not just doing it all in one day, figuring out what my goals are. I'm actually pacing myself and creating my goals. And throughout 2020, I want to share with you my progress throughout achieving these goals. I want to share with you my mindset, my psychology, my pains, my frustrations, my ambitions, the journey to success. I want to have I want my YouTube to be more of a diary that you can see my journey, you can see the stuff that I'm going through, that I'm not perfect. So many people put out this perfect image, and you meet them in person and they're still trying to hide the fact that they're going through stuff, they're going through problems. It's like they're afraid to show their weaknesses. And a lot of people, are taught from a very young age, don't show your weaknesses, never show your weaknesses to people. And in some circumstances I understand what that means, but at the same time, um, I feel like showing your weaknesses is strength. Being authentic, being in your authenticity is your power. There's actually a book on this. I forgot her name now. But there's a book on this. Authenticity is power, or power is authenticity, or something like this. It's called something along the lines of that. And so what I wanna do is be more of a conduit for your journey, for your spiritual journey. You're going through hard times, you're going through challenges, you're going through pains and frustrations. And in the law of attraction, positive thinking community, it's like we are all training ourselves to be in this idealistic way of being when it's not necessarily realistic. So we're in this idealistic, we're thinking, oh, you need to be perfect, positive. I need to be like this person and this person on YouTube and this person on YouTube. And that's how I'm going to achieve the success that I want. That's going to manifest. That's how I'm going to create what I want. It's not 100% true. So I want to be real with you. What we have to understand is a high vibration. When you're becoming a high vibrational being, you're a high vibration. So if you're sad, you can be in a high vibration and be sad. You need to understand energy on a different level. I'm going to be talking more about that in a sec towards the end of this video. But you want to understand that you are amazing the way you are. And I want to talk about perfectionism in this video. I want to talk about authenticity and really help you understand how to achieve your goals, how to manifest, how to create the life that you want. I think it's going to be really empowering. And let's get started. Hey superstar, this is Gavin, and I forgot to say that we offer neutrality shifting coaching right now, which helps you shift your personality into the reality that you want. Okay, so there'll be a link in the description where you can find out more about that. It will help you make more money, have more success, more abundance. It's really, really powerful stuff. Your current personality is not in alignment with the reality that you want, and personality shifting is really powerful. Neutrality shifting. So a link will be in the description for that. Leave a comment below saying I'm a superstar, oh yes, for your chance to win my sleep shifting course, which is it's a mini course, and you can win that by leaving a comment below saying I am a superstar, oh yes. Okay, so authenticity, perfectionism. So what I've been realizing is that there's a lot of pressure on myself to be a certain way, a pressure on myself through other YouTubers, other inspirational speakers, other motivators, other healers, to portray this way of being high vibes, having a lot of energy, showing up a certain way. And it's just like a perpetual loop of trying to be a certain way in order to appease the people and to fit in to what everyone else is doing. And this is just an ideology that is not necessarily conducive with being in your power. Your power can be vulnerability. Your power can be weakness. I remember working with a client one time, and she just constantly wanted to be strong, constantly wanted to be strong for people. I'm like, stop, be weak, cry, let it go. And she just fell into tears. She just let it all go. She took this deep breath and she just crying and purging out all this crying. We want to hold this energy of like, being this perfect person. Everything's all right. Men do it quite a lot. Men go through a lot of pain. Men go through a lot of, they show a certain way because for the women, they need to be strong. For their family, they need to be strong. And they're going through stuff. Men go through stuff, at work and stuff like this. They don't talk about it, and usually they deal with it themselves. They're not really communicative about that. And we want to acknowledge that even women do this as well. They're showing up a certain way for their family, their kids, and stuff like that. And I'm not saying that there's something wrong with that. I'm just saying sometimes you need to get weak and purge and not holding up all this pent up energy, this anxiety and this frustration that you have. Because one day you're gonna explode, and you may explode on someone and argue with someone, or you're acting a certain way towards someone. You don't know why, but it's because you got all this pepped up energy inside of you, this frustration, your pains, and stuff like this. So we tend to keep things to ourselves. A lot of people, they don't express themselves. Some people do, really expressive, maybe extroverted energy. If you're introverted, you will tend to hold stuff in and keep the pain to yourself and not actually talk about it and communicate with it. So writing down, having a diary, writing down your frustrations, even sometimes what I've learned through being in a toxic relationship is you maybe in the past you was expressing yourself, and then they just kept on shutting you down, speaking over you and stuff like this, and then you just don't want to speak anymore. You just don't want to communicate with them anymore, and so you're sending long texts, you're writing long letters and emails to explain yourself, to try and show them what the problems are. It's really interesting what can happen. I actually acknowledged this, and I learned this from the Red Table Talk narcissistic episode with Jada Pinkett Smith and her daughter and a mom. Really, really powerful episode on narcissism. And so I was doing this myself, and it's like there's a narcissism also in the YouTube community, in the social media community, in terms of portraying yourself in a certain way so that people perceive you in a certain way so that you are liked. And when you are liked, now you're going to get more likes, you're going to get more views and stuff like this. And it's a constant, again, a perpetual system because you're getting the likes, because you're getting the views and you're getting the comments and people are supporting you in that way. It's like you're creating, oh yeah, this is the right way to do it. When in actuality, it's not. You are now forcing yourself to be a certain way on video when behind the scenes, things ain't going like that, right? Things ain't really like that. And so when someone shows you one part of their life and they're having this success, they got the car, they got the home, they moved to a certain country or whatever it is, that's great. But how are the relationships behind the scene? I was in a relationship where on the outside, friends, family members, and all that stuff thought it was an amazing relationship. But behind the scenes, it was complete crap. Like it was horrible. Like, so we want to be careful, what we think about people. I've always tried my best in my videos to not smile. When I don't feel like smiling, I'm not smiling. People will always DM me like, Gavin, you look really unhappy, you look tired. Yes, I look unhappy and tired because sometimes I'm unhappy and tired. There's an expectation for me to be smiling all the time. Like, what is that? Like that, this is ridiculous. Like, I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to be a part of this idea that, we, need to be a certain way on video because, it's what, YouTube wants, or it was what the spiritual community wants, positive thinking and stuff like this. It's not authentic, it's not real. And I grew up in the hood, right? And it's all about being real, like real with people. And it's almost like you get shamed or condemned for not being real in the hood. There was a point where, uh, I used to make music with my friends, and there was a point where I was realizing like I didn't want to make music anymore and stuff like this. But I found it really hard to not communicate with them that I didn't want to do music anymore because I didn't want to let them down, and I wanted to follow my dreams, which is basically doing YouTube and stuff like this. So it was really hard for me. And like I hold a lot of shame behind that. And that's something that I probably need to process and heal. So I'll probably do Honoponopono on that. I love you. And so I'm feeling it like here on my chest, my heart. And so what I'll do is I'll just focus on that and say, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I can feel it cooling down already. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. Okay, so I can feel that going now. It's like dissipating, and I feel a little bit more relaxed right now. I almost feel high in a way, like I let go of something quite big there. Shame is a very toxic emotion to have, and to hold on to. And we want to understand that the body is the subconscious mind. We hold emotions in our body, in certain parts of my body. In this particular example, it's on my chest here, and it was like a tightness. And this is like the heart chakra area. And so I was holding it on my heart, and now I've let that go. Guess what? I've become a high vibration. So what I want you to understand about vibration as well is that vibration, in terms of way vibration works, is it doesn't matter if you're sad a particular day or you wake up feeling tired. It doesn't mean that you're a low vibration. It just means that you're in a mood right now. It just means that you haven't eaten, or you didn't get the right sleep, or whatever it is. It doesn't mean you're low vibration. You have hormones, you have all of this stuff. Now you can do stuff to facilitate good hormones, good endorphins and stuff like this, neurotransmitters, dopamine, serotonin, epinephrine. Like you can work on yourself, you can exercise and do all this stuff to make you feel good more often. But what I want you to know is that doesn't necessarily represent a high vibration. A high vibration is what I just done. You see how I healed that? That was in me. That was a part of who I was. That was my vibration. That was what I was operating on. That was my default mechanism. And then I healed that. I let that go. Now my vibration is up. That's my new default mechanism. My vibration is up. So whether I wake up tomorrow and I don't feel good and I feel tired, whatever it is, that's still my default vibration. Okay, feeling good and all this stuff is mainly used to facilitate your manifestation. So when you're thinking of your goal, your dream, your desire, and you're feeling good about it, now you're magnetizing it, you're making it normal. You should make it normal and natural. It shouldn't be some big thing on the outside that you're getting, right? It's normal, natural for you to have, and you're feeling the emotions of that. That's what manifests when you take your thoughts and then you take your secondary, sorry, your first thought. Your first thought is your heart, and the secondary thought is the mind. Okay, so you take your emotional energy and you add it to the thoughts, and the thoughts are now amplified and magnetized into the thing that you are wanting. You are literally shifting your DNA. You are literally shifting who you are so that you can align with the thing that you are wanting. You're in total alignment with it through your energy. All right. And so the more that you now train that, the more that it becomes more of a default for you to be in those emotional states. And when it becomes more of a default for you to be in those emotional states, now it's easier to manifest and create that thing that you want. So when it comes to high vibration and manifesting the thing that you want, sometimes you can't constantly or a majority of the time be in that emotional state, be in that vibrational frequency. Why is that? Because you're holding on to stuff. You're holding on to stuff from your past. You're holding on to the breakups, someone flicking you in the ear, someone bullying you, someone manipulating you, someone cheating on you, um, maybe even negative programming from TV. Maybe you saw something on TV. Um, there's this show called Power on Netflix, and in Power, it seems like the main character, he always has one step forward and then loads of steps back. It's like it's constantly forward, back, forward, back. And I've realized that he's every time he's trying to move forward and become this like guy who's like a politician, and he's a good guy now. He's no longer a drug dealer and all this stuff. Something always pulls him back into being a drug dealer, and um, if just watching that and emotionally being attached to that particular vibration, now you're manifesting that in your own life. So because I'm consciously aware when I watch these programs, I know what's happening, and I don't allow it to become a part of who I am. So when you're watching something, make sure that you're consciously watching it and don't be so ingrained into it, because now it's becoming a part of who you are. And so, what I'm saying is here that when you release stuff from your past, when you heal your past, you now grow into a higher vibration or frequency, and you're able to access more of the positive emotions easier and faster. You're allowing the positive emotions to be there more consistently. Okay, so that's what high vibration is. It's not necessarily how you feel day to day. It does impact, but it's not how you feel necessarily day to day. It's more about realizing that you have a default mechanism, and a majority of who you are is your history. A majority of who you are is your memory. And your memory is stored in your body, in your mind, in your subconscious, and you want to understand that. And as you begin to heal your body, heal your ailments, and release and purge this stuff, the more you're going to become a high vibrational frequency. There's so many different modalities to doing this. One of them is breath work. Breath work is really powerful for releasing those old emotions, from releasing the past and healing. I actually went to this stretch session about a week and a half ago. It was really powerful. I was just expecting to stretch, but what she does is she does these stretches where you hold a certain position for a very long time, and she pushes against the other direction. So I don't have to explain it, but like she pushes the opposite direction, and it really breaks up the fascia, and it allows you to become more flexible. Because what I do is I sit down a lot all day because I work from a computer, and so I have a really tight body, and so what I'm working on is breaking up my fascia and becoming more flexible. And what she does during the sessions is she's like therapy. It's so amazing. She actually speaks to you and talks to you about your problems and your challenges. She's able to intuitively pick up from your body what you're going through in that particular area of your body. And she tells you to breathe. And she talks about some of the things that you could be going through. I'm sensing that you have some attachment towards your dad, or I'm sensing that you're going through this with, something in your past with a relationship. And now just breathe that out. And it's like there were moments where I was crying. I was crying and releasing all this stuff out of my body that I didn't know was there. So sometimes when you have a tense body and you're tight, it's because you're holding on to certain emotions in the body. And so breath work is really powerful. Um, I forget what this book is called. Let me go find it real quick. What this book is called? Actually, you know what? I'll put it in the description instead of like remembering the name of this stretching modality. That's really powerful. So you got breath work, you got the stretching, the yoga is really good for emotional well-being and releasing these tensions and stuff like this. Um, Sometimes in yoga you will have these thoughts that will come up, and they're really negative, and you're feeling tense, and then you got to process that. You got to release it. You got to breathe it out. Honoponopono is another one, really, really powerful. EFT, emotional freedom technique. There's loads of different techniques and modalities that you can use to raise your vibration, to be that person that you want to become. And so, authenticity is so important. I've realized that I've been chasing this perfection, this idea that you need to be a certain way on YouTube and stuff like this. And this is why I'm recording the video this way right now, to just chill out. My legs are up, right? I'm just here chilling. I'm looking out the window as I'm speaking. I've got a view to look at and stuff. And like just being a little bit more chill rather than so professional and stuff like this. And um I I'm working right now on not trying to be this person in my life. Um, it's almost like my mind automatically looks at, what I'm doing wrong and discrediting the things that I'm doing right. Like it focuses on what I'm doing wrong, and what I'm doing wrong gets amplified, and then what I'm doing right is almost like discredited. Oh, it's not good enough. I should do it better. I should do it like this, right? Um, it's really interesting because, for example, this morning I took my grandma to hospital to see my granddad because he's not well right now. And I got the car, and I drove it here, and I picked her up, and she forgot. We went like a little bit to the hospital, and she forgot her glasses. Came back, I came up, I got the glasses for her, but I never gave myself any credit for this. But when I had actually dropped her off to the actual hospital, she got out of the car and she was struggling a bit, and I just didn't realize that she needs a little bit of help to get out of the car. And then someone else came over to help her, and in that moment, I was like, oh man, I should have got out the car to help her. So it's like I almost discredited everything that I just had done, and I'm now a bad person because I never thought to actually help her get out the car. Right? And it's crazy, right? But we do these things to ourselves that lowers our self-esteem. And so immediately I realized that on my drive back that I need to work on this, and then I automatically shifted it using the power of neutrality shifting, and I changed the personality, and I shifted into, no, I done this, this, and this, and this. Is it okay if we focus on the good things that I'm doing? And I shifted that, and it feels good that I actually done this morning. And so I'm working on giving myself credit for the things that I'm doing and that I'm achieving. Some people, they achieve, some big things and they making progress and stuff like this, but it's not good enough. That they, making a certain amount of money. Oh, it's not good enough. I have to go for more or whatever it is. It comes from a place of lack and not being enough and stuff like this. And that's why it's important for us to just really, just sort of be okay with where we're at right now and not constantly trying to be someone, our greatest version immediately. We are our greatest version right now. We is the greatest version that we can be right now. And we need to acknowledge that and see all the good in us here and now and love ourselves in the now, and not trying to be someone new in order to love ourselves. We need to love ourselves in the moment, in the now, in the present. We are our greatest versions right now. We can become a great version of ourselves, and we can achieve a better version of ourselves, but we have to implicitly realize that we are great in the moment, in the now, in the here, in the now. Okay. Okay, so right now we offer neutrality shifting coaching if you are interested in getting that, if you want to shift your personality and really dramatically change your life. It's really powerful. It's coaching. You get one-on-one coaching. You get a really powerful course as well called neutrality shifting. By the way, this is different from the sleep shifting. All right. So you get a powerful course called Neutrality Shifting, and you get access to a powerful program called Liberating-U as well. So it's really, really powerful. You get 3 different programs, and it's really powerful. So there'll be a link in the description where you can find out more about that. If you like this video, be sure to like. There should be some videos on screen right now. Keep learning, keep growing, keep expanding, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.